Good morning. This is Chaplain Mike with the Cowlitz Chaplaincy. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Independence Day yesterday and is safe. Today I want to talk about a viral video that I've seen this week. It was a video of a conflict between a mother and daughter and a married couple. And a lot of people are trying to turn this videoed conflict into a racial incident because the two parties were of different skin color. It's become a very divisive topic because we seem to thrive on divisive topics these days. And a lot of people have watched this video and have chosen a side. And as we tend to do as humans, we pick our side, and then we tend to vilify people who don't see it the way we see it, that choose to take the other opinion. And so people watch this video and they might say, well, this group was entitled and forceful, or this group overreacted, they shouldn't have gone so far. And we pick our sides, and then we use that to judge others. I really don't see this video as a racial incident. I see this more as a cultural or societal incident. And that's not to say that, well, one group was urban and the other group was suburban and their cultures are different. What I'm saying is, we as a society, we as a culture have an issue. We as a culture have come to a point where we like to impose our rules, our standards, our cultural norms, the things that we think things should operate as, and we try to impose that on other people, and we try to get other people to submit to our will. And whenever we do that, whenever we impose our will on others and we try to force them to submit, we are forcing conflict. So let's talk about submission and these attempts to get others to submit. In James 4:6-8, we read, "Therefore," it says, "God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded." James talks about submitting to God. And there's a big difference between submitting to God and forcing other people to submit to you, which is evil. That is not to say that, we should be politically inactive. We should, sit by and watch society degrade or become something that, we don't want it to be. Yesterday, we celebrated Independence Day. We celebrated the freedoms that we enjoy, freedoms that were won by the struggles, lost lives, wounds of well-armed individuals over hundreds of years. It is our civic duty to preserve and expand that freedom for generations to follow. We need to nurture it. We've been given this gift of freedom, and it's our responsibility, our civic duty, to make sure that it's preserved. But we are to do this through a political process, and we are to do it in love, not by forcing individuals to submit to our wills, but in love. We need to, as a collection, as a society, we need to not impose our will on others and force them to submit, but we as a culture need to submit to God and to God alone. We need to submit to his will collectively. Only then are we really going to have peace. Only then will we really have social harmony. It's through us all submitting to the same source, and that is God. So Jesus, who is our ultimate example of all things, was the perfect example of submission. His whole ministry was submitting to his Father's will. And in Luke 22:42, we read, "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Even unto death, Jesus submitted his will to the Father's will. This is the example we are all to follow. This is how we will have peace and harmony in our times. This is how love will expand. When we quit focusing on our own understanding, because our understanding is flawed, it's failed, it's sin-filled, it's sin-centered. We need to submit to the Father's will, which is perfect, which is loving. And that is our message. Submit. Submit to others, submit to God, submit in love, submit to authorities. Do not be our own personal tyrannical authority, forcing others to submit. So let's end this by reciting the Lord's Prayer as we read in Matthew, which is a perfect example of how we are to submit and conduct ourselves. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Amen. Have a blessed day.